relationships with nature and where you fit in with it. I think like with me, it's got to be basically the ocean. There's not anything else I can really vibe on as much. Next probably be in the mountains, but then it just kind of dies. The desert. Ocean is pretty interesting for me, at least. I was kind of scared of it when I was a kid. I had a bad experience when I was young living in Acapulco. I got knocked down. I thought I was just getting sucked out to the ocean. I was screaming for my dad and holding the sand and, obviously just going back. And then I got pulled out of it. And after that, I was always like kind of timid of it. When I was about 13, maybe 14, I sat in front of the ocean for a couple hours listening to Cypress Hill Black Sunday on repeat. And it just really kind of set the tone for my life. I know it's super weird. I'm not a huge Cypress Hill fan. I mean, I like them a lot, but I'm not like, diehard or anything. But I was just like watching the ocean, listening to the song on my headphones, and it really kind of set the tone for my life. So shout out to Be Real and his creativity. Muggs for his sound architecture. That album in general is, very, weed smoking based and mixed with the ocean. And I'd listened to it. I never even smoked weed, But I just kind of used the ocean as a reset. Go there and collect your thoughts and just have a pure reset. A start over point or an anchor to move forward. I was like, who's got the jungle's my spot. Whenever I'm in the jungle. I mean, there's only so much nature when you break it down. There's island life, I guess, which would be beach too. There's obviously mountains, mountains, creeks, streams. There's the desert, which, has its own type of reset or grounding. There's, volcanoes and forests. Forests are cool. Then there's the weather that permits in each one: snow, rain, hail, sleet, thunderstorms, lightning. But definitely for me, it's the beach. What do you use to reset? Am I the only one with one of these things? Like a place I go to think about something heavy, be where I need to be, figure out where I'm going, how I got there, where I'm going in the future. I'm sure the ocean's probably a pretty common denominator for a lot. Be interesting. I wonder if somebody's like, I just go retail shopping. I find the secrets to life at Starbucks. Yeah, here we is at the baseball field. So I played Little League 1 year, and it was funny because they had tryouts, and I think I was at McDonald's that day, so I didn't even go to tryouts, and I ended up on this team because they had saw my little resume there that I had played soccer, and so they drafted me. And then that team, we ended up winning the Little League World Series that year. Not the one on TV, but for our East Anaheim location. Dude, I sucked. I could steal bases. I was really fast. And dude, I got one hit the very last regular season game. And it was just weird now that I think about it, because I thought I was good. Right? I didn't even realize I was scared to swing or something. And all I could do was steal bases. I stole tons of bases just because I was fast. I never played again, but it was funny. So the team drafted me because I had played soccer. Ended up only being able to steal bases. Was scared to swing. Never got a hit until the very last game. I got a freaking little hit. I think I got a bunt or something during the season, but I never swung and got a hit. And I would try to get hit by the ball to be able to get on base. And it's just funny to think about it. I'm over here at a baseball field, and I was just like, oh, dude, I totally sucked in baseball. I loved basketball, and I remember in 6th grade, I actually I won this free throw contest that I got to go and play everybody in the state of California, and I just was so stoked. And then in high school, I actually tried out for the basketball team every year, dude, and never made it. I was so pissed, but so be it. Things are as they are. I'm just thinking of some trees. I'm just thinking of some trees. Y'all couldn't be like bumblebees and sit up on them trees. I just see on the ocean, everything is commotion.
What you want out of life? What you want? What you want? What you want out of life? How you gonna get what you want out of life? You just gonna get nothing out of life. That's the whole fucking style that you be nothing out of life. You want something out of life, but you ain't doing nothing to get your life. You want something out of life, you ain't doing nothing to get your life. I'm as sharp as a knife and do some stuff that's just like this way and hit this. Even if you get this is just nothing but a fist. Bunch of fingers closed. I pose no threats. My whole style's just like vets. Vets on a veteran day. We in a parade, hey.
You know, big trees are awesome because they've been around forever. They can provide tons of shade. And, you know, then one day some dude just like, oh, we don't need this tree, and then they chop it down. Well, you shouldn't chop down any trees. That's what I'm saying. Don't be chopping down the big trees. Don't be chopping down the little trees either, because then they won't be big trees. And don't be chopping. Don't be chopping while you're mopping. I'm thinking life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Happiness is laughingness. But yeah, here's the Little League. We ain't playing that. You ain't even good. You thought you were good. You sucked. That's the way the world works sometimes. Goodness and sucking go hand in hand. I suck at being good. Suck at being good. Goodness and badness go hand in hand. I suck at being good. Suck at being good. Alright, finally saw Gone with the Wind. You know, goodness, old school. I've never seen it. It's pretty good. Super long. It's got an intermission. It has some non-appropriate type stuff going on for 2021. But it's good. It's an American masterpiece, and you know why people like it. I'm on a mission to see everything, especially of that magnitude, and it doesn't disappoint. I would check it out. Gone with the Wind. Just finished Flashpoint with Donnie Yen. It's okay. I thought it'd be better than it was. The cover looked amazing, and I'm thinking like, oh yeah, action flick or whatever, and it's good. It's got like a really insane fight scene at the end. Maybe one of the better fight scenes I've seen, but movie didn't really capture me like I thought it would. I guess I was all pumped and got let down. But it does have a really good fight scene, like really good, like next level. And it's kind of not kung fu. I feel it's more jujitsu, or like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I don't know, there's a lot of chokeholds and stuff. But their orchestration, their fighting ballet, it's good. I'd peep it out. I mean, I guess my expectations get really high and then I get let down, so. Yeah, oh yeah. I also saw, I believe from the 90s, Jack with Robin Williams. Dude, it's stacked. Bill Cosby, Robin Williams. What else is it? Jennifer Lopez. It's directed by Francis Ford Coppola. But it's really cool. It's like a story about this kid who's born with this weird disease that he ages 4 times quicker. So by the time he's 10 years old in elementary school, he's 40. Or he's in a 40-year-old body. So that concept, but just to think of like the cast and everybody in it, it's pretty funny. Obviously Robin Williams is always going to hold it down. So peep it out. I've seen it around since forever, but I never actually watched it. It's pretty good. Funny. Also, I saw from the early 90s Adventures in Babysitting with Elizabeth Shue. And I had actually seen this when it came out in a drive-in. So I haven't seen it in forever, but it's a great flick. It's fun 80s action adventure type things where there's a babysitter and a dilemma, and they gotta save the world on the night on the town. Filmed in Chicago, so it's kind of interesting when you look back as 30 years ago. And Chicago probably looks a lot different. Just finished reading The Importance of Living, which really good. Actually, I picked it up at the thrift store. It's from 1937, so it's super old. Written by a Chinese citizen, but I believe he wrote it in English. At least that's kind of how it seems. But just tidbits on reading and manners and, thought process, the importance of thinking and reading and becoming and understanding art and history. And I would highly recommend it. It's probably hard to find. It's like 400 pages. That's why I haven't had any updates on books. I've been reading it for a while. But I finished it this morning. Yeah, I finished it this morning. But it definitely has a bunch of goodness on it, and I would check it out. That being said, read more books. Stay amazing. Podcast Jebuth.